back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a different video than I've done in the past because we're gonna look at some goal setting for 2025. Of course we're already in the year, but I'm a bit late because I had a lot of things to do during the Christmas period, a lot of catching up with family and friends, and it was just a very busy period, so I finally got the time to sit down and think about what I'm gonna do this year. So if you're interested, follow along, grab some tea or anything else you like. So let's get started. First of all, I have made a mood board, and I made this from pictures in Pinterest, but it only shows like a little bit of where it is in Notion, but if you reposition it, you can see the full image. So I have a big chai latte there because I love chai lattes, a lot of books, journaling, some editing as well, a lot of movement or like silhouettes of girls moving around, and there is some nature, some photography, there is meditation, yoga, there is padel, which I've been doing with my family, a lot of about writing and books. Let's show you what that is all about. But I'm really happy with my mood board because it literally shows me what I want to accomplish this year. And I have done mood boards in the past as well because they kind of like visualize what you have in your mind, and it also is pretty and aesthetic with like the pictures and the certain colors, and it makes me like more motivated to do certain things or to see them and internalize that. So for example, last year I had a mood board which is hanging on the wall there, but it was mostly about being intentional and really living in the moment. And there was some similar pictures that I have this year as well, because I want to keep the things that I did last year as well, because I can still grow in that, and it's something that I want to integrate for me as a person. There is things like dancing, moving your body, doing yoga, meditation. So like it's a recurring thing in my life and I want to keep it that way. So it's still something that I need to work on because it's not like I'm doing that every day or really frequent, because sometimes life gets busy and you kind of forget to take care of yourself. Yeah. So last year I had a lot of intentions of being present and taking care of myself, but also exploring and just enjoying life. So that's what I did. I enjoyed life. I went to Australia, which was amazing. I had an exchange there. So let's get into that. I always make a word for the year, and this year I wanted to be the word acceptance. So this is the year of me accepting life. Because last year I lived life, this year I will accept life. So basically, the full reasoning behind it is that there's a lot of things in life that you cannot control. And I've always been a person that doesn't really enjoy facing the unknown and the uncontrollable. Who does, you know? But this year I just want to accept what is happening, and just see where it goes. So basically accepting that some things might fail, accepting that some things might not turn out how I expected it, and that is okay. Accepting that life can take weird turns. For example, I'm making a video on a YouTube channel that if you asked me a year ago or even further than that I was going to be making a YouTube video, I would have thought you were insane. Why would I put myself out there? I was a person who was really introverted and really liked her own space. And I didn't really want to be perceived by others. So I always kept to like the back, and I was done with that. So that's why the YouTube channel started. And I'm putting myself out there because why not? Yeah, this year is acceptance. I'm gonna accept that there are a lot of things happening around us that cannot be changed by me alone. So I think acceptance is a really good word for this year. I also have a new microphone and I'm still figuring out how it works. So if I'm messing up a bit with the sound or anything like that, I'm sorry. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. So what are some wins of 2024? Well, first of all, I found an internship. At the environmental sciences department at my university and completed it with a pretty good grade as well. I was really happy about that because I had a lot of difficulty finding an internship in my field. Basically, I studied biology in my bachelor, and this is a very broad degree in which you can do anything from plants to the environment, ecosystems, but also work on microbiology. You can work on human biology and neurobiology. There's just so many things that you could do, and I had a lot of difficulty finding something that I wanted to specialize in. So I did a little bit of neuro courses. I did a little bit of human biology courses. I had some DNA courses, and like most of it was connected to the human department. But I quickly realized that actually seeing myself do research in that department, there was like no vision for that. I didn't see myself doing that. So I was like, wow, what do I do then? Because I had tried to find internships because I had to finish my degree. And at some point I was like, but I feel like these do not align with what I want. I want to do something more focused on the green biology, which I had done in the first part of my studies, but kind of neglected in the second part. But then I found it again because I got an internship in the environmental sciences department, and I worked on a large database in which I looked at the home ranges of mammalian species and how they could be affected by human disturbances such as logging or hunting. And it was quite interesting. It was also new for me because I had to work with programming language, and it was a very new experience, and sometimes I didn't really know what I was doing. But I got there and I figured it out together with my supervisor, who was really nice, and she helped me out a lot, like a lot. But yes, I found an internship and I completed it, so that is nice. Okay, what else did I do? I went on an exchange to Australia. And I also traveled in Australia, where I not only studied, but also traveled along the east coast. And of course, Tasmania. So I at the start of the year in February, I moved to Australia and I lived there for I think 4 months, almost 4 months, um, in Canberra. So that's the capital. And it was such a lovely experience. Like, I cannot express enough how life-changing an exchange can be to another country. Because I had lived on my own when I was studying, and I knew that I could like take care of myself, but you still have like certain networks back home, which you kind of don't have when you move all the way to the other side of the world. And so I came there with nothing except for my stuff, of course. And I had to make new networks, I had to make new friends, I had to learn to explore a city and understand how things work there, where I had to go, where the supermarket was, and just like figure out so many things that you actually take for granted when you still live back home. And I was very grateful that I was able to do such an fantastic thing in my life, because it really opened my eyes and I got to see so much more of what is out there instead of only in the Netherlands. And I know that not everyone is able to do such a thing, so I was very privileged to be able to do that, and I would do it again in a blink of an eye. It was so lovely, and I met such incredible people, and I don't know, it was just insane. But it learned me a lot, and I also traveled along the East Coast with the friends that I made there and some of the friends that I went with from the Netherlands. So it was very eye-opening, and I would definitely recommend to anyone who is thinking about that, do it. Just do it. It's insane. So yeah, that was like almost 5 or 6 months of my life on an exchange in Australia, and I met the most incredible people there who I am still in contact with. So that's also really nice. I'm gonna get more into that later on as well. What is another win? I came back home safe. I came back home to my friends and family. I safely made it back home to my friends and family, and I got to meet with them more often and learn about what they did in the time I was away. And it was also very interesting for me because when you move away, before I moved away, I had a lot of conversations with my friends, and I just tried to meet up with them as much as possible because I knew that when I came back, I wouldn't be studying anymore, so I wouldn't live in the same city as they were living, and that would mean that we would see each other way less than what we did before that. So I wanted to cherish the moments that I still could see them as frequent, and I did, because December was full of a lot of things, but it's always something you think about, like, if you move away, will the relationships stay the same? And I feel like they did. Maybe not all of them, but most of them did. And I think that really shows how strong your friendships and relationships were. So I'm really happy with my friends, and I'm very grateful to you guys. So Yeah. What else is a great win of last year? I moved back to my parents. So I went from studying in a student city where I was living, and then I went to Australia, and then I came back and I had to live with my parents again. And it was such a win in my life because I'm back home in my own town and the people that I know, and there's a lot of comfort here, which I think also made me seek something outside my comfort zone, which was my YouTube channel. And I feel like that kind of pushed me to go outside there instead of only being busy with life. So I think moving in with my parents, back in with my parents, it also felt really weird at first because you've been independent for a very long time. Well, very long time. 3 or 4 years, but that's it. But it's still different because you can do your own thing, you can do it whenever you want it, and you don't really have to take into account that other people are living with you that need to do similar things and stuff like that. Of course, I had housemates, but I feel different because you still have like your private area. And I really had to get used to that again when I came back home, but it went really well actually. I feel like I'm very privileged in that fact as well because I think there are a lot of people who have some family difficulties and are just not able to live back with their family because of their relationships with each other. And I feel like I have such an amazing family that supports me no matter what. And I'm very grateful for that as well. So I also notice that I keep looking besides the camera instead of at the camera. Nice. Doesn't matter, it's fine. Yeah, moving back in with my parents and my sister. Oh, I'm loving my sister right now. We have such good jokes with each other and I'm laughing my ass off every day. It's insane. It's also funny because she had a gap year for 2 years and she traveled around the world, and I'm so proud of her for doing that, for choosing her own path, and now she's studying, so that's really fun as well. I started my YouTube channel. Yes, definitely a win. I feel like a lot of people have this want to start a YouTube channel, but don't necessarily do it because they think that people around them will think differently of them, or there's a lot of like things around it that might not appeal to them. But it's quite nice. I love creating and I love making videos and looking back at myself and being like, I did that, I was like that, I thought like that, I said that. It's fun to look back at some things and see yourself grow as well as learn new skills. Learn new skills. So I'm really happy that I started my YouTube channel. What else? I feel like there's something else. Oh, I started writing my book. I started writing my first novel. First book. So I started writing my first book. It's still a rough draft and it still needs a lot of words, but I finished my outline, and it's not the first time that I've tried this. I think during my studies and during high school, I was writing, but I never finished any of my drafts. I always felt like it was not a priority for me, and I was really focused on my studies. So most of the time I didn't have time to do what I wanted to do. And this year, because I started my gap year, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start writing and I'm gonna make it a good one. Like, I'm really gonna focus on this and I'm really gonna put in effort and learn more about creative writing, learn more about how to make characters, how to write dialogue, and I just really invested time in it. And I'm writing my rough draft right now. It's not far yet. I think it's around 12,000 words now. But yes, so I started writing my book basically, and I'm really excited to continue doing that this year. So this is one of the wins from last year still, but it will probably be one for this year as well. Then, did I do something else? No, I think that was it. Which is quite a lot, honestly. Yeah. Okay, and then I will note down how many subscribers I have right now, because I think that is something that I want to be aware of at the start of the year to see if there's any growth. So for now, I have 24 subscribers, which is not a lot, but I really love that there are people watching my videos, because my initial thought about making this channel was more for myself to look back at and kind of motivate myself to do things in my gap year and to explore new skills, or like try to learn new skills. So I think it's funny that there are people that subscribe to my channel, although I think most of them are friends and family. But shout out to you guys. And then I have 2,675 views, which is insane, but it's mostly due to my other life vlog. So 2,675 views. Then I made some categories, because why not? I have personal development, health and fitness, career, and hobbies. And now I need to look at my phone to see what I wrote down for those goals, because I don't remember all of them. First and foremost, personal development. Show more self-compassion. Which means that I want to give myself more freedom to experiment and fail. As well as give myself rest when I need it, and to remain kind, even kind to myself, to remain kind and positive to myself, even when things don't work out the way I want it. So basically, I know for myself that once I really get driven about something and I'm really compassionate about it and I want to do more with it. For example, when I was studying and I really wanted to excel at my studies and the courses that I was following, I put a lot of pressure on myself. It's not even pressure from outside, but from myself. And that did not always help with succeeding. It most of the times just made it harder for me to get the things done, and I would strive for perfectionism, and that's not the goal. It's Like, I get why I wanted that, and I still have that in a lot of things, that I always look at too many details, and I just want everything to align with each other. But it most of the times just made me feel at things or procrastinate things so much that I could only do a certain amount and not make it perfect, and then I would be upset about that because I knew that I was able to give more than what I gave. I feel like I still struggle with this a lot, so I want to give myself this year more grace and more freedom to experiment, to see what happens if I do something differently, and if that fails, how do I act on that? Like, how do I talk to myself about that? And I want to listen more to my body, so when it needs rest, I will give it rest. And when I need to work and it gets busy, that I have time in which I can give myself permission to still find some small type of rests, for example, meditation or some yoga exercises. Just basically take care of myself. So that is, I think, that's one of the biggest goals. Although this should not just be a goal for the coming year, it should be a goal for forever, but we're gonna see how it works this year. So that's one of the goals. Then the next one is staying mindful. So like I said, I really love meditation and I love doing yoga. So I want to keep doing that. Frequently perform yoga exercises and meditate. I also just know that when I do this, I feel way more relaxed and I feel like I'm more put together, because sometimes I just have a lot of things in my mind that I want to do, and a lot of things are like more long-term goals and cannot be done in like one go. And then I just get stuck on like what I should be doing, and that's not helpful at all. So when I do yoga or I meditate, I always feel like I can kind of get like freedom in my mind, and I'm basically more relaxed, more aligned, and feel like I understand better what I should be doing the next few minutes or hours. So I want to keep integrating that. Yes. Then I also want to start journaling more. And so I feel like saying just, it should be more detailed. So we're going to add journal every week to recap what I did that week and understand how my thoughts and feelings change about certain circumstances, scenarios. Sometimes I just forget what I did the last week. You know that you're just doing so many things at the same time, and you want to do this and you want to do that, and you're gonna go to that event, and then you're meeting up with these friends, and then you're going there, and it's just like a lot. And I feel like I just forget what I've done, even though there's like some really important things that happened or some really small things that gave me joy. And if I keep a journal and I note down things I was grateful for or things I really enjoyed doing or something that someone said to me, or I don't know, I just want to keep track of that. So I want to journal every week. Might be a bit much, but we'll try. Then So I feel like some of these can also be accounted for at health and fitness because they are regarding your mental health. And I feel like some of the other ones are like that as well. So I'm not entirely sure how to categorize them, but I'm just doing it like this. So don't come for me when it's wrong. It can't be wrong. It's my goal. So just don't come for me. And then I want to start with my calisthenics journey. Everyone is so hyped about this, and I feel like I should join this hype. So we're starting with a calisthenics journey, and for those who are not familiar, it's basically training your body with your own weight. And you can do pull-ups, you can do handstands, you can do like an L-shaped press up, and it's just a lot of things that you can learn to do with your own muscles. And I feel like it's really cool that people can do this. So I want to do that as well. I want to be able to do pull-ups, and I want to be able to do like the L-shaped press up thing. So the goal is to do 10 pull-ups on a bar and hold myself for at least 1 minute. Is that too much? I don't know. At least 1 minute in an L shape press up. I don't even know what it's called, honestly. Yes. And I feel like there's other things as well, like being able to push yourself up and stuff like that. So probably I would do more than just these things, but these are like the two things that I want to be able to do from it. I probably need to ask one of my friends because she has been doing this already and she is insane. She is very strong and we're loving it. So then I also want to do something else, which is, I feel like staying mindful and frequently perform yoga and exercise and meditate is also health and fitness. And instead, I will put minimizing stress. In my life as a personal development. So taking active choices that give me less stress and striving to not perform under a time deadline. So basically what I mean with that is that I want to take time for the things that I want to do this year, but it also means that I will have to take choices that give me less stress. And that means that when I, for example, want to post a video on YouTube and I feel like it should be a certain day and a certain time and I don't have that time, or I messed up the video and I had to re-record it and something went wrong with the downloading or the editing took longer than I expected, that happens, and then that it will just have to extend longer than the deadline that I set for myself, so that I'm not pushing myself to put something out there just because I had that pressure for myself or that deadline for myself. And I can do that now because everything that I put out there is because I want it and I feel like that is the deadline. So also, for example, for my writing, I have certain goals that I want to do with that. And I set these goals as a reminder for myself to work hard, but it's not to work hard just to get it done. It's to, like, I feel like it's a motivation to keep me going, but it is not something that needs to burn me out or overwork me. So we're trying to be mindful for ourselves. So minimizing stress. And I feel like I just have like so much stress in my life. Like, just as a person, I'm a very easily stressed out person, which is kind of sad because I shouldn't be. So I should let go of things more often. We're gonna include that. Let go of things more often that are uncontrollable. I feel like this is also personal development. Stay in the present moment. So that's also what I have here in my mood board, is that I want to be more present where I am, because I have a lot of times that I think in the future and I'm like reaching for this milestone or I'm reaching for this goal, and then it's not about the journey of getting there and it's not about where I am at that moment, and I miss opportunities around me that are here right now and not in the future or in the past, like regretting things you've done, or like I want to be exactly where my feet are. And I did that last year as well, and it gives life just so much more meaning. It's one of the things that one of the people I follow on Instagram and YouTube as well, I think a lot of people know her. It's Unjaded Jade. And she has like the thing about casual magic. And I feel like that literally changed my life. And I think it did for a lot of people. When I first saw that, I think it was like a couple of years back. And since then, I tried to implement it as much as I could. And it just gave me so much more joy. Like, there was so much more things that I was grateful for and that I looked at, and just meeting people or like basking in the sun, and it's just so many things are so beautiful in life and we just miss out on them because we're so focused on certain goals. I love being in a present moment and I want to continue doing that. And then there is that I want to maintain the relationships I have with friends and family. I want to say something about boundaries as well, like while maintaining. Sometimes English is hard, okay? While maintaining healthy boundaries. I have different friend groups and they have seen different parts of me. So basically, I have my friends from high school, I have my friends from university, I have friends from my exchange in Australia that live across the world. And I feel like I just meet people in a lot of different places and different stages of my life. And that's wonderful, of course. And I love all of them very much. But there's like so many things that you have to keep putting energy in. And especially now, I notice when I'm like further away from most of them, you really need to stay in contact and keep communicating with each other and not just expect that everything will flow the way it went. So basically, I just want to maintain the relationships that I have right now with the different people in my life. And that means putting in effort and putting in energy to maintain them and keep them flowing. I fully trust that the relationships that I have with the people around me will always meet again, and that maybe now we have different interests or different lifestyles, but that at some point we reconvene. and we meet each other again at a cross point. And that might be in 5 years or that might be in 5 days. I don't know. But then we have the career. And it's not like I have a very big career or anything like that. I just finished my bachelor's, which took me a year longer than most students would have done the bachelor. But that was because I did extracurricular courses and I also went on exchange. So I did a lot of extra things. And this year I just wanted to fully explore what and who I was without the structure of an educational system. But I think I might be starting a master's in September. So one of the career things is finding a suiting master that I want to learn more about. And I've been thinking about a few things, but I will have to look up for the requirements and other things that I need to hand in. So that is one of the things that I will be working on. I also want to start having an income from a freelancing job or any other side job. So in the past, I've worked in a flower shop, and that was just a side job I did during my high school. It's storming outside and it's so loud. Like, I think the wind just almost blew something over. I don't know what it was, but that was kind of scary. Not gonna lie. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I worked in a flower shop during my high school and university years, and it was just I just loved that job. I had amazing people that I worked with, and it was just such a lovely place with a lot of flowers and making people happy with flowers. But I quit that when I went abroad. I just want to have some kind of job to have income because right now I don't. So yeah, that's a goal for this year. Gotta figure that out. I want to invest more time into my YouTube channel and explore different themes and trying out different editing styles. So basically this year, because I just started my YouTube channel and I had no prior experience whatsoever in like filming, editing, making thumbnails, making all these shiny things. So I really just want to explore this a bit more, try out different things, keep trying, even though some might fail, and just invest more time in my YouTube channel, like bring out not only creativity and like life vlogs, but also videos like this with like goals and planning, but maybe also more about like my writing journey. And I just want to explore a bit. I like do things that I like doing. So yeah, that's one of the goals. Then I also have another goal for YouTube, which is post at least 20 videos this year. So my goal is mostly one video each week, which means one video each week. But I just know from the past that sometimes it's really hard to make a video in a week and I just have too many things happening. And also because I'm starting a master's and I might not have as much time as I have now. So I think 20 is a beautiful number to be posting videos on. So we're gonna do that. Wait. No, that's not true. What am I saying? There's 52 weeks in a year. I'm so funny. This is too funny. I meant, let's say every month I miss one. That would be 12. So 52 minus 12 is 40. So let's say it's 40 videos this year. That's better. I was like, 20? What? But yeah, 40. 40 videos. Okay, got this. Post 40 videos. Done about my writing. So I want to continue writing my book. Fantasy book. Writing my fantasy book, and I am a rough draft. Continue writing the rough draft. Continue writing the rough draft of my fantasy book. Sometimes I just laugh at myself because I'm doing stupid things. And I want to finish this at the end of the year. That's my goal. Yes. I'm so excited about that. Like I said before, I already started with my rough draft and I have like around, what did I say, 12,000? 12,000 words? I don't remember. But I got stuck writing certain things and then I went back, which you never should do, but I did. And now I'm not making progress anymore, but I'm revising kind of, which is not good. So I should stop doing that. But my goals for this month were 15,000 words, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna reach that, but I will make another video, I think, about my writing goals. So that's coming soon as well. But I think it's doable to write your rough draft in a year, right? I have a lot of ideas in my head. So I think it will be fine. Then I also want to find a writing community because writing alone sucks and it's boring. Or at least, no, it's not. It's not boring. I like being in my world, but sometimes it's nice to have people that are doing similar things and you can just like brainstorm and like talk about ideas. And I would love to find a writing community to work with. So that's also a goal for this year, find a writing community to learn with and explore. So that's another goal. Then this is more like a financial thing, but I'm gonna put it a career because why not? I want to learn more about investing and what's it called? I forgot a word in English. Save. I forgot save. Saving money. So basically, I want to be able to learn more about how to invest and save money instead of just only earning something and then spending it. So we gotta be financially smart. Yes. Another thing that I also want to do with health and fitness is that I want to be outside in nature more. So visit the outdoors / nature more often, meaning that I should at least walk outside each day. That's hard, you know? If you're just at home and all the things that you do, like writing, making YouTube videos, and reading, that's like the main things I'm doing right now. And that's all something you can do from inside. So the urge to really go outside is not there. And that means that going outside is not as frequent as I thought it was. So I should push myself to go outside more often because it's just so much more healthy. And it just gives me so much more joy. So I should be doing that. Then my hobbies. If you've seen some of my other videos, I have a creative journal. And I'm pretty behind on my creative journal. So my goal for this year is to finish my creative journal entries of 2023 and 2024. That's the goal. And then I also want to read 25 books. So last year I only read 22 books, but that was mostly because I went to Australia and it was a lot harder to carry all my books with me. And I didn't really like reading my books on my phone. So yeah, that was not happening. So I only read a few books, and most of it I read in the last few months of the year. So I think 25 is a doable reach for the amount of books I'm gonna read this year. Although I have to be honest, if you read fantasy books and they're 1,000 pages long, I think you can say you read 3 books instead of just 1. Like, some books are insanely long. You should get credit for that. What? And then I also want to meet my friends from my exchange. So basically, we have said multiple times that we're gonna meet up again in the summer of 2025, and I'm so excited about that because I really want to see them again. But nothing is final yet, and we've been talking about a few things, but it's not there yet, so whee! Then I also want to continue painting. So in previous videos of mine, there are some that I am painting in, and I think I want to continue doing that as well. So continue working on creative projects during the year, including acrylic painting. I also have something that I need to build, so that's a miniature house, and I still need to work on my building my miniature house, and I still need to work on my diamond painting. Yeah, I think that's it. So those are quite some goals. But I'm really excited to start working on them and implementing these hobbies and skills and personal growth. So I look forward to that. So that was my goal planning and setting my intentions for the new year with my vision board. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos about planning and reaching these goals, but also future writing journey content and other creative videos that I've been doing in the past. Make sure to check them out as well if you haven't seen them already, and I hope you enjoyed. If you made it all the way to the end, let me know in the comments what one of your goals is for the new year and what skills you want to develop further. Bye!